So hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of AMC's Corner. How you all doing out there? So yeah, I got the Super Scoot all loaded up in the rally wagon, dragged out of here, and give a little backstory on it and see what we gotta do to get this thing out of the car. It was a lot easier to get out than it was to get in, that's for sure. But isn't that the way it always is? So anyways, for those of you new to the channel, this is the Super Scoot. I built this bike way back in the winter of 2010, 2011. With just garbage I had lying guys, around. I got this thing pretty well broken down. You can actually see a little bit of how I had this thing packaged. This is the, it does have electric start. I used a sealed lead acid battery, and it worked pretty well for a year or so. I just never got around to replacing the battery. Kickstart worked fine. I usually just set it up for like testing. Oh, that's gonna make a fool out of me. I normally just, set it up for testing. But I found a couple of punky wires. I found a connector in the old CDI box. This is the old style performance CDI box. This is the new style. Same unit, just packaged a little differently. I found a couple of punky wires. I replaced the plug, but I'm still not getting good spark with it. Or any spark, actually. When I stick my test light, bear with me here, to if you guys can see that, to the ignition coil. This is the hot wire, that's the ground for the coil. I get nothing. I get nothing on the test light here. However, when I unplug it from the coil, if this will work for me here, I can show it. Well, I actually got it broken out here. So when I hook it to the, you can see my test light lighting up. And then when I hook the coil up down here, I have no spark at all. Everything's kind of, if you look at the CDI box, this light's lighting up, but it's not real bright. I think I might have a problem with my my stator wiring over here under the flywheel. You got your primary windings for the ignition. This would be the crank position sensor igniter. But I think one of my main windings in there for the ignition system might be faulty. Trouble is, I don't have a puller at the moment to pull the flywheel out of this one, or pull the flywheel out of the donor motor over here. This actually still has all its shrouding on it. I got to take off. I got the donor motor over here. I'm using its stator through this motor's wiring harness, ignition system, kill switch, all that. I kind of got it butchered around so I could just make this coil and this CDI box make spark on this frame using that flywheel and magneto. So yeah, I've got this pretty well set up. This is going to be kind of tough to show you because I got a kind of arc and spark there, and where's the spark plug? I got to find a ground that you guys and we're all going to be able to see here. That might be good enough. Let's see if we have sparkage. Yep, I don't know if you guys can see it, but definitely arcage and sparkage there. So what that tells me this motor's magneto is good to go, and everything up in this system is good to go. So it looks like just the mag in the original motor let go. Kind of a weird thing. Never had one of those fail on these before, but yeah. So that's some good news. So I guess maybe I'll just swap that motor over onto that frame and not even mess with swapping the coils to make that one run. I mean, what's the point if I got nice bright spark off of that motor? So I got this donor motor all stripped down to where I need it. I run it free air cooled. Normally they're forced air cooled, but you got to remember these are supposed to be underneath the seat and all the plastics of a big scooter, but the way they are on the Super Scoot over here, there's just nothing blocking the air. I've never had a problem with these overheating in all the years I've driven them free air in a moped frame like this. Here's the old motor. Yeah, oh, the worn out one. I got to make a little modification to the wiring harness on the donor motor so it accepts the wiring for my lights, but no big deal, no big deal. Another thing I noticed is on this motor, the donor motor, the exhaust mounts are particular for this type of exhaust. Also, this has no kickstand. These, being a motor scooter, would have had the big motorcycle stand on the frame of the scooter. So yeah, I can't use any of this bracket, this side bracket. I can't really use that exhaust because I need the kickstand. But I'll show you the difference over here. Yeah, and you can see completely different setup the way my exhaust. I had to make all of this. Same with this kickstand. This kickstand actually used to be the handle, the throttle grip for the donor scooter, but I made it into a kickstand. Yeah, this bracket here is completely different. Wow, look at that, huh? That I'm kind of glad this scooter did die. That would have been that could have been bad. That could have been bad. Well, that's interesting. So yeah, for right now, I'm going to try to get this motor bolted up on there. I'm not going to be able to put the Flowmaster on today, but we'll get it running with the donor exhaust and go from there. All right, guys. I figured I'd stay a little later than I wanted to, a little outside of my comfort zone. I got pretty much everything all in. Fortunately, my air filter rubber grommet died, so I can't put an air filter on it, so we're not really going to be able to go far. Also, I can't mount this shock up because the bracket, remember I showed you guys the bracket, this shock mount being a lot higher up, I wasn't able to put this side together, so we're not going to be able to take it on any rides this weekend, or at least today. I don't have the time to swap that mount plate over, but what I did get going is it runs again. It's awful quiet with that stock exhaust though, but that's only temporary. But yeah, there it is. Got the lights all working on it, everything. So yeah, Super Scoot lives, guys. So anyways, that's about it for today. I got to get home. The old lady's waking up, and I promised her we'd go spend the afternoon together. So anyways, guys, we'll be getting the Super Scoot out for a ride. Maybe tomorrow I'll come in and finish that little bit. Maybe I'll bring everything home and do it in the yard or something. We'll go for a little cruise on that tomorrow if the weather permitting. But it is what it is if I don't, guys. And until next time, keep it out of the cabbage.